Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I have my very dark anti-Valentine's Day look. For those of you who may be single or going out with girlfriends, this makeup is perfect to show off your anti-hearts, anti-pink, anti-everything Valentine's Day makeup tutorial. For this tutorial I did use this Smashbox Full Exposure palette. Whoops. And this is what it looks like. I am liking it. Now that I'm using it some more, I am finding some cons rather than pros about it. But so far I do like it. For this look I ended up using M7, M6, black, and some of these cool toned brown colors. I'm going to give you a couple different options for lips, but I ended up liking the more dark berry maroon colored lip. I think it's even more anti than a nude lip would be, but I hope that you like this look. I actually stole this idea from that girl Shay, so I really liked her anti-Valentine's Day look from the years past, so I thought it was a good idea to do one as well as a couple Valentine's Day looks that I have already posted. So I will go ahead and share some of the downsides that I'm finding about this palette. A couple of these shiny colors really have to be scratched before they can be used, or else they will not swatch well. For instance, this M6 it's called, it's just really not what it looks like in the palette. I will say this blue color that I use is very nice. It swatches very well, as you can see right there. But this black, and if I was to do this tutorial again, I would definitely use a blacker black than this. It comes off way more chalky and gray. As you can see right there, it did not blend very well as I would have liked it to. So I would have used probably the one from the Naked 2 palette, Carbon by MAC, or even the Makeup Geek black color. I don't know what it's called. Like Black is Black. Yeah, it's not called that. But I think this makeup routine is perfectly acceptable for going out with girlfriends for the night, or going clubbing, or doing whatever that you might be doing this Valentine's Day. I would even wear this out with my husband where he's taking me. So be bold and try it out. See if you like it, because I do. As you can see, I already have my foundation on, and I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyes using the Urban Decay Original Primer Potion formula. And I'm just taking that on my clean fingers and blending it all the way up to my lid. You want to make sure that you blend this out so that it doesn't crease. Jumping to the palette here, we are going to be taking this color M5, and I'm just taking a blending E25 Sigma brush. I love this brush to begin doing crease work, and I'm just going to place that on the outer corner there, just making little circular motions and then blending it forward. I'm going to keep it kind of light here to begin with, but this will make for a very nice transition color. To further blend this out, I'm just taking the E40 brush here, and I'm just going to blend very lightly. The next color in the palette that I'm going to use is the M6. It's just a 6-1 in, and I am taking that on an E45 brush, and I'm just going to repeat that same pattern of starting on the outer corner and then lightly blending it forward. Whenever I do a smoky eye, I like to start light and then build upon that coverage, and it just makes it look like it's very blended out. Next, this step is completely optional, but I do recommend some sort of base. I did not have a navy blue base, or else I would have used that, but I'm just going to use the Maybelline Color Tattoo. This color is an Edgy Emerald. I tried a few different color tattoos that I owned, and this was the only one that really worked, but I know like the NYX Jumbo Pencil, the navy blue one, and I know Wet n Wild has some too, but this is all I had to work with, and it turned out okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and use that. But I'm just going to keep it right on the lid there and make it very cut crease, and I'm just using an Eco flat shader. Any flat shader will work for this, but I'm just going to really keep it on the lid and keep it out of the crease area there. And because I will be later applying shadow, I'm just taking that same brush with the same amount of product and just running it on the bottom of my lash line. Next, I'm just taking a short shader brush here, and this one is by E.L.F. And I'm going to go in with that darkest shimmery blue color. It's called the S7, and I'm just going to be packing that right on top of where we put the Maybelline tattoo, and I'm really just packing it on. I don't want to swipe it too much, and you just want to be careful to keep this out of your crease. It has just tons of fallout, so you just want to make sure that you keep it right there on your lid and really pack it in there. I recommend doing your foundation afterwards. I know I had mine done before, that's because I was filming a foundation routine, but yes, you might want to do your foundation afterwards. Taking the same color on the same brush, I'm just going to apply that right underneath my bottom lash line. Using the reverse side of this brush, I'm just going in with that S6 color. This color is probably the most saddest color in the palette. It really does not want to come off very well. So I'm just taking that and really keeping it in the inner corner there. That's going to be the lightest part of our lid. So just packing it on there right over top of where we put that blue. And as you can see here, I really had to scratch into it to make any kind of pigment come out. The next brush I am using is one of my favorites by Makeup Geek. It's called the Outer V brush. This brush is only about $6 from their website. I love this brush for doing outer V work. And just like the brush says, we are going to be making a V on the outside of our eye there. So I'm just taking that matte black color, the S7 or the M7, and just creating a very black shadow and making basically the letter C or the letter V on the outside of our eye there. So I'm just making very, very precise motions and just kind of putting it where I want it first, and then just slightly blending it out to where I want it to blend out to. And for this step, you really have the option of making it the blackest that you want it, or if you want to keep it pretty light, you have the option to do that well. But because this is an anti-Valentine's Day look, I am going to make it pretty black, and I really struggled with this black color, which is too sad because a matte black and a palette just really brings the whole palette together, and this one just was really kind of gray and chalky, and I didn't care for it. If I could go back and do this again, I probably would have used a different brush, but now I'm just going to be blending everything out with the E45 brush. And because I'm using this brush first, I'm making everything pretty precise, and I want everything to kind of stay where it's at, and I don't want to blend it too harshly with a bigger brush right now. With no additional product, I'm just taking the E25 brush and I'm just blending that out, keeping it pretty precise where I want. And I'm going to be kind of going back and forth. As you can see, there's a huge patchy bald spot right there, and it was just really annoying. You can see it right there on my left eye. Ugh, I hated this black color, but you know what, I made it work. But I'm just going to go back and forth with the E25 and the outer V and the E45, just kind of building that black color as much as I can build it with this matte black, but packing on as much black as I want, blending it out with the E45 and then blending it out with the E25, and just kind of repeating this process until I have it as black as I want. And after doing this, I just had a ton of fallout. I'm just using the Maybelline Clean Express wipes. I know that I already have my foundation on, but I mean, I had fallout clear down to my chin there. The brush that the palette actually came with is a pretty nice brush. I was taking the matte black on there to see if it would apply a little bit better with the brush that it came with, and it did. It's not too bad of a brush. The next brush I am using is the E40 brush, and I'm just going to keep that right on top of where we put the black, and that's just going to kind of blend it out so there's no harsh lines, and then we'll be able to lay down our highlight color. Going back with that shader, I'm just going to reapply some of this blue color to kind of make the blue stand out a little bit more. I applied a lot of black, so I'm just going back there and really packing that color on. I really want that color to be the main focus for this look. Once again, going back and really trying to just darken up this outer corner here. For liner today, I am using the L'Oreal Blackbuster. I do have a review coming out on this pretty soon, so make sure you subscribe and wait for that. And I'm just going to draw it pretty thickly on here and then wing it out on the side. As always, I'm going to go over that black eyeliner with this crappy matte black, and I'm just using an E.L.F. short shader, not a short shader, a short angled brush. Just as a warning, I am going to be tight lining, so tight lining today with the Urban Decay 24-hour Glide On Pencil in Chaos. I know a lot of people don't like to watch this, but I don't find it creepy, but I'm just going to be applying that right in my waterline, and this is just going to give us a nice pop of blue right there. You can use black or whatever, but I thought it really tied in the blue on top of the lid as well. I think it looks really pretty. To add a little fun, I'm just taking some like graphite, this is from Sephora, just a liquid glitter liner, and I'm just going to go right over top of where I placed our black eyeliner. I did use blue before and I didn't like that, especially with the blue eyeliner underneath, so I just grabbed this. It's like a dark gray, like a graphite. You can get one from NYX too, but that is just a little fun and drama. And my first lip is going to just be a nude lip. I know with the dramatic eyes that a lot of people just like to do nude lips, and I'm just taking the lip liner in Tawny. This is from Jordana. You can find this at Walgreens. This is probably one of my new favorite lip liners. I think it only retails for about $2.99. For mascara today, I'm just going to be using the L'Oreal Voluminous Butterfly Mascara. You can use any nude that you want to. Today I'm going to be using the Napoleon Perdis in Demeter. I love this nude lipstick. I cannot wear it on its own because it is way too light, but I think it's really pretty over a more nudie type of darker lip liner. And yes, I am talking to my mother on the phone. For gloss, I'm just going to be using my favorite, and that is the Revlon Bellini Lip Gloss. Just a great overall like peachy nude gloss. I'm just going to put that right over top. And this is the final look with the nude lip. I'm going to give you another option for lips. I'm just going to be taking the 24-hour Glide On Pencil by Urban Decay. This is Gash. And I'm just going to be lining my lips with that. It's just kind of a maroony red color. I did want the lips to be a little bit more blue, so I'm going to play around with the different colors here. And I'm just going to line them in and then fill in my whole lips. Whenever you're doing a darker lip, you always want to line your lips to make sure that it's not bleeding outward. For top of that, I'm going to be taking the Wet n Wild lipstick. This is from the Fergie collection. This is Ferguson Crest Cabernet, and it's just a really pretty, like a purpley, blue, red, all those colors combined, and I'm just going to be placing that right over top of that. To darken this up just a tad, I'm going to be taking the L'Oreal Color Riche Le Matte in 404 Matter of Fact, and I'm just going to be going right over top of this just to give it a little bit more of a darker feel. I'm going to quickly go over what I used for foundation. I did a foundation routine before this, so if you want to watch that, make sure you subscribe. It will be coming up soon if it's not already up. But for my face, I use the True Match Lumi foundation. This is a great drugstore foundation. For blush, I use the Milani Single Baked Blush in Luminoso. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but just a very pretty peach colored blush. Using the Hard Candy Concealer. There it is. Right here. Love this stuff. And yeah, so that's what I put on my face. Like I said, my foundation routine, it should already be up. If it's not, subscribe and it will be coming up soon. That is the end of my anti-Valentine's Day look. I do like the darker lip better. I think it kind of pulls the whole eye in together, and because it's more of a purple red lip, it really draws in the blue as well. I hope that you like this tutorial. Make sure you give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and if you have any requests for tutorials, comments, or concerns, please leave those down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.